over to my boyfriend's parents' place. We store a bunch of our meat in their deep freeze because we don't have enough room in our little condo. So super convenient just to go over there and grab some meatziolas. This is also, if you live close to like a grocery store or your bank or your parents' place, walking over there is an amazing way to just add in a little bit more activity. So I go to the gym a couple of times a week, but the way that I feel like I stay in shape is by having little bouts of exercise throughout my day. So going for walks here and there, like I always try and do about a 15-minute walk throughout the day outside, getting some fresh air. But it's all those little bits, it's the active living, the active lifestyle that I think really contributes to a beautiful active body and health. So I'm here in the shed where the deep freeze is, and I'm gonna pick us out some meat. So we've got two shelves here, the upper shelf and the one below it. So I'm gonna grab a pound of beef and I'll put that there. And then I think we're gonna grab some chicken thighs. So maybe, yeah, 3 chicken thighs. So I guess while we're at it, I should show you our garden. Even though it's winter and there's really not much going on, I'll show you it and then you can see the change when summer comes. So here is the extent of it. This is in my boyfriend's parents' backyard. We had carrots here. I think this is still carrots. I think they're still growing, which is amazing. We have here a herb spiral. So usually we have like tons of herbs all going around, but most of them have died back. We've got some sage here, rosemary. I think that's parsley right there. We've got a bit of oregano. This was tarragon, but it's death, unfortunately. We've got some Swiss chards that aren't doing so hot, but they're still alive nonetheless. This was collard greens. They're also not doing very hot. And then more Swiss chard along here. The kale, some of the kale looks to be doing decent. So lacinato kale, curly green kale. Some of them look to be doing better than others. And then that's more oregano. More lacinato here. And then in this hoop house, ooh, stuff is doing pretty good. We've got collard greens, more Swiss chard. We've got some pak choy or bok choy on the bottom. I really haven't looked at the goods in a while, so they're doing a lot better than I thought they were. We've got more hoop houses here, and then we did have potatoes in here, but we don't anymore. And then I'm not sure what's growing here, but it looks like we've got some stuff growing. I am just about to go to a yoga class. Yoga is at noon and it is about 10:30, but I'm gonna make myself a little bit of a smoothie because I'm hungry and do a little bit of work beforehand. So I'm just here in my office with my smoothie and I have to show you the texture. Okay, so this thing is amazing. See how kind of thick it is and like jello-y? What I do is I put Vital Proteins gelatin in the bottom with like a bit of water, and then I whisk it up, and then I put frozen berries. So I put strawberry, and then I put banana, and then some more water, and then I just like stick blendered it, and then it gets like all thick. It's from the gelatin. It's so good. Oh, and I put a tablespoon of coconut butter. I've never done that, but I thought it would be tasty, and I guess this is my extra protein source for the morning. Listening to that body of mine and eating a little bit, because I know if I don't eat now, I won't be eating till like 1:32 because I have yoga from noon till 1, and I'll come home and I'll be hangry and I'll be anxious, and it's just not a good sight. So better off just giving myself a little bit more nutrition now and then being nice and calm and centered after yoga and not hangry. I I just got home, and before I take a quick shower, because I have clients at 3:30 and it is 1:20, I'm going to prep myself a lunch so it's nice and hot and ready and cooked when I get out. I need to put my veg in a bigger pot. What do you think? All right, so here is the finished product. I've got a large bowl of soup with a load of vegetables. I like doing these soups because I'm getting the cooked veg, which is easier to digest. I added in a pasture-raised turkey sausage for a little bit of protein. And then I've got a bunch of dill in here. I've really been loving dill, and it just adds a really nice flavor to the soup. Today is one of those days where I'm spending a lot of time in the kitchen because I have a busy day ahead of me and I won't have time to make dinner, and I'm not sure if my boyfriend will either, so I've got to prepare our meals ahead of time. I'm making a beef curry, so I've got, I think it's 2.5 pounds of ground beef here, grass-fed, and then I'm going to saute that up in the pan, add some coconut cream to it after it's all sauteed, and some spices, some turmeric, and some other goodies. And then my boyfriend, he'll be home before I am from work, so we'll cook this up and then put the curry on top. And this is the spaghetti squash, and it'll serve as a great paleo pasta to soak up the delicious curry that I'm going to make. So I'm starting off with sauteing up the ground beef. While that sautés, I'm peeling some fresh ginger to slice and dice it up. This knife I'm using, my fancy little Japanese knife, really helps with cutting up the coarse fibers of the ginger. So I'm gonna put that in there and then freehand some turmeric and some ACV. And then I'm gonna add some coriander and some garlic scape powder, which is a great low FODMAP garlic option. And then I'm adding the coconut milk. Whoa! Yeah, be careful when you take out the coconut milk. The liquid can be at the bottom and squirt out at you. And then I'm putting in some lime leaf and slicing up some leek to put on top. The green portion of leeks is low FODMAP, but the white isn't. If you could only smell how good this smells, oh my God. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove the spoon. You don't wanna put it on the counter because the turmeric stains. You put it on something you don't care about staining. And now I'm going to lid it. So lid it, and then I'll turn it down to low on a simmer, and I'll have that on for probably the next half an hour before I leave for my client. All right, I am all ready to go see my clients. I didn't do my hair. It's kind of fuzzy and curly, but I've been straightening it so much lately and my ends are getting dry, god damn it. So I'm gonna try and take care of it. And also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I got my eyebrows tinted for the first time, so I don't got them actually like penciled in. They're just natural, kind of. So anyways, that is besides the fact that I am going to see my first client of the day at 3:30, and I've got to be there in like 3 minutes.
2 hours later.
I am back from my clients and I am snacking on a cornichon, also known as a pickle. And dinner is about ready. Dinner is served. I think my lens is going to fog up. But here it is. I've got spaghetti squash on the bottom, and then I've got my beef curry on top with a load of cilantro. Hold on a second. All right, that's a little bit better. Here it is. I'm gonna eat, and then I've got a client in about an hour. All right, so I'm back from my last client. I had a really great session with him. We are working on some like agility plyometric stuff because he's a soccer player. And yeah, I find that a lot of fun to do. And yeah, on a little side note, I had a little 10-year-old compliment my shoes, which was pretty freaking awesome. So I'll probably finish off my night with one of my favorite treats right now, these little pumpkin cups, I call them. I made a little video on them, so I'll put the recipe or the link like right here. But anyways, I'm gonna close out the video here. So if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like these, because I post on the regular right now, about every 3 days, then subscribe to my channel and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you.